Hey everyone, this is Purti. Today I thought I'll share with you 5 tips on how to become financially successful and 5 tips on how to be successful as a person. It was a struggle for me to incorporate these tips, and it may be a struggle for you because it might mean that you have to unlearn many things that you were taught as a child and start again from scratch. These tips really helped me and my mind to get out of the rat race. I believe that one will be successful only with the right attitude in life. Let's start with the 5 financial tips. Number 1, pay yourself first. Whenever you get your salary, bonus, or some extra income, learn to pay yourself first. When I mean pay yourself, I mean to invest in your future. Any excess money after your monthly expenses for groceries, utilities, rent, etc., should be invested because saving doesn't yield you any gains. You can consider investing in index funds if you want a safe investment, or invest in stable companies and never sell them. Because sooner or later, all stocks will be going up in the future and you will have the money when you need it the most in your ripe age. Number 2, start a side hustle. This may or may not yield you income right away. You can pick something you're interested in or pick something you want to learn and start. For example, photography. If you already own a camera, you can take stock photos and upload them and get paid. You can sell your arts and crafts on Etsy, or you can blog or even be a freelancer. You can even do what I'm doing, that is YouTube. In my experience, having to work on something different apart from your job, which you may or may not like, keeps you going. I started my channel because I wanted to help people become financially wise. This has also made me more financially responsible towards the people around me. Number 3, learn, and execute what you learned. Your biggest wealth is your time. I started learning about finances about 3 years ago. I had to start from scratch because I was conditioned to think in a certain way. For example, save your money and do not spend it. Get a job, and business and hobbies are extremely risky. Be safe and do not take risks. Sounds familiar? I had to break out of this mentality and unlearn all what I was taught as a child because I realized that money is not made from saving. It is made by taking some risks and investing. Question yourself, if you are not doing your job, what would you be doing? And start from there. So I invested in my financial education, binge watched many YouTube videos and took courses and started applying them in the stock market. I played around with virtual money before really investing with my real money. Number 4, journal your trades. Just like how in your job you have quarterly or yearly reviews to understand how well you're doing and what you need to do to improve, you need to journal your trades at least every month to know if your trades are yielding you money or losing you money. Your journal may be as simple as what trades you put in at what cost and how much you made over the month. This will help you understand your mistakes and learn not to repeat them in the future. Number 5, check your spending every 15 days. Know how much you're spending on food, groceries, utilities, rent, insurance, gas every month, and pay your credit card bills on time. You should generally average around the same value every month with occasional spikes in expenses. You can cut down on other expenses like subscriptions, which slyly deducts from your account every month and you don't even have a clue about it. And for example, instead of buying higher end models of either phones or cars, etc., buy the base models because usually 95% of the features are available in the base models and the remaining 5% are extra features which you may likely never use in your future. Invest the rest of the money saved in the stock market. If you start thinking how to save so as to invest and not just how to save, you have already become financially wise. Now I want to give you some tips for self-improvement. As I mentioned earlier, it was a huge struggle for me to incorporate these personal tips, but I slowly got there with conscious effort. Number 1, remove negativity. This could be about the kind of people you are with or your company. Keep away from people who don't want to improve and change their status quo. Don't be discouraged by anyone telling you that you cannot do something. Calming your mind is the first step to remove negativity. You will not be at ease if you compare yourself with someone else. Your success is not determined by how much money you have in your bank account, rather, how many lives you can change for the better. When you live for a cause much bigger than you will see that your problems are just very silly. Number two, don't get too attached to your money. Money is just a number on your screen. Have you always seen that the poorer the people are, the more they cling on to their wealth and assets? The rich are also attached to their wealth in a different way as they are more responsible for people around them. Let me share one of my experiences with you. I was in a grocery shop once buying a few groceries and I stood in line to pay at the cash register once I finished shopping. The person handling the cash register was having a bad day and he was making a lot of mistakes while scanning and billing the items. There was one person who was in shabby clothes and who looked poor, who immediately screamed at the cashier and yelled, saying, "You guys are incompetent and you're robbing me of my money." The line I was standing in was long, and I noticed that a few people in front of me were busy checking their phones and did not hear about this incident. After the poor man finished his turn, the cashier made the same mistake again, but this time the person who was buying was more generous and gave the cashier the benefit of the doubt that there could have been a genuine mistake. His words were, "I'm really sorry, I think I may have distracted you. Could you please check the bill once again?" Did you notice the difference in the attitude of these two people? The poorer one is, the more they cling on to their wealth and their attitude exudes negativity. The rich always get richer because they have worked hard and hustled to come out of the rat race and they make wise choices. They are not afraid to take some risks and try something new. Rich or successful people carry this attitude that failures are not just failures but just mistakes along the way and a lesson for them to learn so that they don't repeat them in the future. Number three, stop blaming external situations and own up. You could have a lot of problems, you could be in a mess. For example, you have lost money in the stock market, or even worse, you have lost your job. Stop blaming others for your loss. You should understand that you are in a soup because of the choices that you have made. It may sound harsh at first, and I'm sorry if I've offended anyone, but you grow up once you own up and learn from your mistakes. Everyone always knew that jobs are unstable in the current economy, and yet 95% of the people did not think of having a backup plan for their income if they lost their job. If you have lost money in the stock market, it was because you didn't read the signs soon enough. Or if you missed out on a chance to make money, like in the recent incident with GameStop, AMC, even Bitcoin, etc., it's because you didn't invest your time to learn about the stock market and be on top of it. The sooner you own up your loss and understand that you may have made a mistake, the easier it is to move on from there and forgive yourself and not repeat them in the future. So leave the past behind and look forward to the future. Stop blaming external situations and own up. Number four, stop seeking validation from others. I think most of us can relate to this tip. You are either rich or poor compared to someone else. If you didn't have anyone else to compare with, would you ever think on these lines? You would have been happy with what you have, right? You should already know by now that you cannot please everyone around you. Do what makes you happy and strive towards it. If you're still trying to figure out what you want to do, try doing everything the best way you can, like say cooking, reading, and even writing, etc. And you will find your way soon. Always strive to make yourself better than what you were yesterday, and you will automatically stop seeking validation from others because you are confident of the knowledge you possess. Number five, be inclusive of people. If you are trying to understand if your decision is good or bad, just stop and think for a second. Is your decision inclusive of people around you, or does it exclude people? Usually, almost always, the more inclusive you are of people around you and you are working to make someone else's life better, you are making a very good decision. The more you give, the more you get back. Go do some volunteer work or donate some money for a good cause. Once you realize that other people have much bigger struggles in life, it makes you very humble that you are in a much better position than many of them and you just didn't even realize it. So, These were my 10 tips to become successful financially and personally. Let me know what you think and leave your comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon for more videos on financial literacy. Thanks for joining me today and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.